Okay, so I'll just start with the presentation from now. Okay, so hello everyone, and firstly, thanks for joining on this journey with us. So it's just a tagline of Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, be a force for a good. So we'll start this presentation on a good note. Before moving forward, just like brief you out on the title of the webinar. So it's like start your journey as a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, which are presented by me and Harshita, my co-host. And we both are currently a beta Microsoft Learn ambassadors. So starting with my introduction, who I am. So hello everyone. I'm Shrishti Maggo. I am currently a beta level Microsoft student ambassador. And apart from that, I am, you can say, open source contributor in many projects like Hack and Code and Uplift, and a freelance graphic designer and a public speaker as well. So by the end of the slide, I'll be sharing the LinkedIn, you can say, link, so that you can connect me for further queries if you have. So I just want my co-host Harshita to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well and safe at your places. I'm Harshita Garg and I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in technology from HMR ITM College and currently beta level Microsoft Student Ambassador. I host a webinar series where I have done 80 plus free webinars revolving around topics of technical writing and marketing plus freelancing. And also, I recently started my Geeks for Geeks student chapter in my college. And by profession, I'm a front end developer and a content writer. So you can connect me on LinkedIn and check out my GitHub as well. So there we can network and connect to learn more. I hope you will enjoy the session and you will get to know more about how to be a Microsoft student ambassador and how to reach further levels in the same. Yeah, thank you, Shrishti.
Yeah, so perfect. So let's just quickly start with the session. Like you guys can let us know after this session as well. So let's just jump onto the agenda of the talk. So what we
And let
all
just want to tell that at any point of time, if anyone has any doubts, they can put it in the chat box and we will be taking all the doubts simultaneously.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'll not be able to see the chat box, so Harshita can like operate that part. I'll
Sure.
be uh, going through this slideshow. Okay, so then like moving on to the agenda of the talk. So what we all be discovering, or you can say learning in this webinar, will be like you can say learning about the Microsoft Learn Ambassador Student Ambassador Program, what actually it is and why you should apply for it. What is the eligibility criteria for that? Further, we'll be discovering about creating a Microsoft account and the application process. Like more, you can say sub points under the agenda are process after the application process. Like once you are selected for the Microsoft Learn, you can say student ambassador program, then what is the process? After that, you will be having the student ambassador portal and the profile, creating of your own Microsoft portal and the profile of your ambassador, you can say thing. The benefits of this program, different milestones you achieve in this program, and the Microsoft learning path, and how to achieve respected milestones. So we'll all be discovering and learning these things in whole webinar. So just like be excited for that. So let's just start with where it all began from. So this is my, you can say, the email which I got from Microsoft. So when you will be selected for the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program, you'll also be getting this sort of email. So it will be stating that you have been accepted for the Microsoft Learn student program, and it will give you, you can say, some of the sub points to complete your, you can say, profile. Once you are selected for the program, then you have to create some, you can say, account which will be discovering in further program. So yeah, Microsoft Learn Student Program Ambassador Program, which is formerly known as like Microsoft Student Partners Program. So initially it was named as Microsoft Student Partners Program, but now it has been like changed to Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program. So it is basically a global community of university students who passionately share their knowledge with their peers. So under this community, there are, you can see students from all over the countries. Globally, we have many people in this community. Not even in India, there are people from Australia, you can say Canada and different countries. So on campus ambassadors, you can say you can learn using the resources that are provided by Microsoft Learn modules. So we actually be learning what actually you can say Microsoft Learn modules are. So there are, you can say, separate learning site which is provided by Microsoft, which will be like covered by the Harshita after this slide. Next up, we have in this MLSA program is organizing a campus or community hackathon or mentoring other students. Like obviously, there are many people, you can say many students all over the world. You can create a community of like-minded people. Like supposingly, if I am a web developer, so I can connect with people who are also a web developer or who are also you can say Android developers, and I can create a community of 4 to 5. You can say group, so that we can take part in hackathons which are organized by Microsoft, and even we can mentor different students. If I am good in something, I can mentor other student in that, you can say, field. Or you can also do volunteering. Volunteering as in like there is like every month Microsoft gives you a leverage to shoot a video. Like it's a part of a social media sort of thing. You have to create a video defining your, you can say, journey so far. Or there are some questions which are provided by Pablo. Pablo is the head of the Microsoft who actually handles this Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program. So he sent some questions on which you have to make video. So this is sort of a volunteering thing which you can do for this community. So it just, you have to just, you can say, be active as much as you can in your 1 year of journey so that you can gain as much experience as you want. Moving up to next slide, why should you apply for it? Because obviously there should be specific reason for everything to apply, or you can say go into that. So firstly, you can build a community, make a difference and lead others, learn and share. Obviously there are, you can say, many students who are working as a software developer in Microsoft, who are like, there are at higher posts, so you can like connect with them, make network, make a difference by making a community. As taking an example of community, like I am also you can say leading a design community with 60 plus speakers and moreover 400 plus students in which I actually host sessions. So this is how you can create a community and make a difference and make a change so that you can lead others and learn from them, and also you can share your experience with them. So this is how you can help a community. So this is the first reason why you should apply for it. Second is access to Microsoft resources and experts to help you on your journey. Obviously you are beginners like me, and obviously you are not perfect in anything. So you can access to Microsoft resources like Microsoft. Under the Microsoft learning path, there are modules related to GitHub, related to, you can say, many other technologies. You can say related to Android development or other, you can say, technical field. So you can access that resources. Other than this, there are Microsoft certification exams which are actually paid, but under this you can like access them for free, or you can get a, you can say, a coupon code to access that. And also experts, as you know, there are many experts people working in Microsoft who can help you in journey whenever you face any issue, any problem. So you can directly reach out to them, you can say on the Microsoft Teams or maybe LinkedIn. You can connect with them and can share your queries if you have, or maybe you can just call them for any of your sessions you do, or maybe other works. If you want any help, you can take from them. Third reason we have is exclusive entry into global student network. As I've already told you that there are students who are from like Australia, Canada, there are different countries. So we can able to connect with them because we live in India. So we always want to like explore what, you can say, other country students do and what are the you can say criteria, or what are the environment or culture in different countries. So this is the, you can say, golden chance, you can say, to explore the global student network and to connect with them, and you can say seek help from them in any of the domain you want. So this is a good chance to make a good student network. Fourth is flexible time commitment. It's not that you have to commit, you can say, 5 hours a day as you can do in your full-time job or maybe an internship. So it's like whenever you feel like, you can just open Microsoft Teams and you can just check all the updates. Even I do this, like on weekends I somehow open my Microsoft Teams and I check my updates or so that any event is not missed up. Or you can say, being a beginner, like for me it's like 1 year I'm in this community, like in this MLSA program for from 1 year. So now it's been a long time, but when I actually joined, so in initial 4 to 5 months I have to be active so that I cannot miss any of the event from Microsoft. Because in starting you have to be active, because you have to achieve certain milestones to, you can say, upgrade yourself in this program. So in the initial months you have to be active daily, maybe 1 hour you can spend, or on weekends you can check on the Microsoft Teams. But after like 1 year, obviously everyone is busy, so you can like check on the weekend about the updates which Microsoft, you can say, put on their Microsoft Team channels. There are different channels under the Microsoft Teams, which Harshita will explain. Okay, so this is the four main reasons why you should apply for it. Okay, so now moving up to the eligibility criteria. So many of the people, they want to know that should I be eligible for applying MLSA program or not? So yes, you must be like at least 16 years old at the time of submission. When you are like submitting your application for this program, you have to be at least 16 years of old, and you have to be enrolled in full time in any of the you can say academic institution, say example college or university. As I can see, most of the people who are here, they are from, you can say, enrolled in specific programs like BTech or BBA or any other graduation course, and have a valid identification. Obviously you have to be like a valid proof should be there for your identity, like say Aadhaar card or voter ID card, just for a, you can say, verification of your age, that you are at least 16 years old at the time of submission. Okay, so moving up to like yes, I have also put this note that students in countries like Cuba, Iran, North Korea, so on, like they are not eligible for the program, because I guess there are some terms and conditions for these countries. So Microsoft has not enabled this program for these countries. Okay, so moving up to the application timeline. So this is the timeline, you can say, when I, you can say, the created this PPT. So that time the application start, you can say November 30th. November 30th, 2020, the application starts. And now the application, this you can say decision date is April 2021, which is actually, you can say, gone. But yes, you can apply like now as well, because I guess the applications are still open. So you have to just check it on the website. I'll be showing the live Microsoft website on which you can apply for this MLSA program. But usually the application starts in November. So you have to be just, you can say, active on the website of Microsoft, and you have to just keep an eye on the application so that you can just apply. And after, you can say, 3 to 4 months, when they actually check the application quarterly. So after 4 months they check applications. So if you got lucky, you got selected. So but firstly we have to discuss how you can be selected for this program, what is the criteria, and what are the important things you have to be aware of. Okay, so I'll be just stopping for a while. So just let me know if any of you having any questions or not. Ashita, just do let me know if anyone is having any question so that I can proceed further.
Till now, I cannot see any question here.
Okay, then I guess everything is clear so far.
Yeah, we can start. Like we can continue with it.
Okay, perfect. So let's just move on to the next, you can say the main process, the application process, like how you guys have to apply the whole thing and what are the things you have to take care of. Okay, so this is the application page as I have already told you. And this is the source website as I have mentioned here. You can also you can say write it down, or I'll share the PPT in the group as well. So this is the source link, like the student ambassador microsoft.com. This is the link on which you have to go and apply. You can see the apply button, or you can see here apply now. You can just click any either of them and just you can say start with the application. So this is how the application you can say the page look like. So in this also it stated that application received after November 30th, 2020 will be considered for admission to 2020 and 2021 program which started of April. As I've already told you, like the applications that are received after November 2020, so they'll be considered in the batch of 2021. So as you can say, when you apply after November 30th, 2021, so then you will be in the batch of 2022. So you have to take care of that, and selected candidates will be notified by email approximately 1 week before the respected start date. As I have shown you in the first slide, like where the whole process has begun. So that is the email you will be receiving if you got selected. And also the application will be automatically saved. You can leave at any time and come back later to continue your application. If somehow you want, like you don't know the answer of specific box, or you can say specific part, so you can leave that for a while and think on that part, and you can just come back and continue your application. It's not that the whole part which I've already filled, it's get vanish off. So you can come back and you can continue with the application. Moving right, this is the application notifications. So first section contains the personal information. As you can see, your name, gender, your email, your country, your date of birth, your gender, all this. These are the basic personal information which you have to fill in the first you can say part, that is the privacy and the terms. Moving up to next, academic. You have to fill the academic institution information, like the degree which you are pursuing, the degree program, the expected graduation date. As my graduation to be completed in 2022, so I'll mention that. The degree I'm pursuing is BTech, so I'll mention that. So you have to mention according to your college and the degree you're pursuing and the expected graduation date your graduation will complete. So this is the main section of the, you can say, application, the written sample and the video sample. So these two are the main you can say part of this application. So according to me, please, you can say put more focus on these two parts, the written sample and the video sample part, because these are the two you can say part through which the chances of getting selected will increase. So I'll be telling you how you can apply and what are the things you should keep in mind while writing the sample or while shooting the video. So just be focused on this part and please write it in your, you can say, notebook or whichever copy you have, so that you can get a clear idea about this. So writing samples, you can say there are main three you can say sections, like inspire, teach and promote. So in Inspire, the question says, what excites you about technology and why do you want to help other students explore and learn? So you have to be precise in 3 to 4 lines, minimum 3 to 4 lines. And also you can see under the written sample, it is written that please answer the following questions with a video or a written example. At least one video must be provided under 2 minutes. Like the video should be recorded under 2 minutes of time, not more than 2 minutes. Or you can say you can record it with your phone or a webcam, so so long as your voice can be clearly heard. So whenever you record your video, just make sure your voice is completely you can say audible. There is no background noise of fan or maybe other you can say other sources. So just keep that in your mind. Moving up to the written thing. So in inspire section, the question says what excites you about technology. So you have to mention that how technology changes your life. You can mention any of the thing. Like you can take example of Alexa. You can take example of voice interface, which are now growing in technology, which is actually making life easy for everyone. So you can take like what excites you about technology. You can mention that thing. And why do you want to help other students explore and learn? So you can like mention your point of views on this key, why you want any other student to exceed and why you want to help that person. That student may be your friend or maybe any stranger or anyone you want. So you have to mention your, you can say thinking or thoughts on this point, why you want to help other students. Again, you can also shoot a video. What actually I did was is like I actually written a complete paragraph on this thing. I actually wrote it like 2 or 3 times and then I shoot the video. So it's like it actually gives you a confidence when you actually write it in the copy or maybe any page, and you can just keep that page in front of yourself and just shoot a video. In this case, you will not forget the words, or you can say you will not forget what you actually want to deliver to the audience or maybe the recruiter of this MLSA program. And when you when you just randomly come and shoot the video, you are clueless on the part what you want to say, and obviously you will mumble and you will forget things. Like if I shoot the video like this randomly coming in front of the camera and shooting, I'll forget the words. I'll think of the words in my mind that, okay, this I have to say, this is I have to say. So it's always better to write that thing in on a page and then come and shoot the video. Moving up to the next part, that is teach. So the question says, how would you take a technical concept and teach it to a friend or peer that has never heard of it? Supposingly, I have a friend who is from a background, say commerce background, and I am from a science background, and I want that person, and she wants to learn, you can say, a specific concept of a computer science. So under computer science, say I want that person wants me to explain him or her a concept of functions. So I'll actually explain it that way so that it will be easy for her to understand the functions part. So I will actually take that concept in a basic ways. Like I'll start with the functions, which actually what actually functions are. I'll relate to an example of functions in day-to-day life. Like you have to relate, you can say an example which you actually see in daily lives. So the question like how would you take a technical concept? It totally depends person to person. If I consider myself how I actually take a technical concept. So firstly, I have to explore that, like I research a bit on that concept and then practice on my own. And then I'll proceed with the teach part. And then I'll teach my friend about that concept from starting with a firstly a theory, then a practical. Firstly, I'll explain that person theoretically that okay, function means this, and you can relate to this example, which we see in day-to-day life. And then I'll show him or her a practical example. You can say by coding on a software or by you can say maybe using pen paper. I will explain that person the concept of you can say a function that is new to her. So you can take any example, maybe loops, maybe functions, or maybe any other things under the technical field. So this is how you have to answer this question. And similar with the video part, like as I've already told you, you have to mention all these things on paper first, and then you have to record the videos. Like whosoever my friends they have asked me, I actually suggested them that please write on a paper and then just keep that paper in front of you and record the video. That's all. Then you're good to go, and this will definitely increase the chance of getting selected. And I literally swear on this. And yeah, third part and
Srishti,
the yeah.
was a question one person asked me that is it necessary to put the videos in all of three and the written sample in all of three? Like,
No,
does
no.
it have any effect on the application?
Yeah, so as I've already said that you can at least make one video. Like one video is compulsory,
Ah,
and the written sample for three of them are compulsory. So the
right. So,
video part is just make at least one video. You don't have to make three videos, but yeah, one video is compulsory.
okay.
Yeah. Like when I applied for this program, I actually made three videos. But yes, I know that most of the people, they are camera shy, or they actually fear in sitting front of camera and recording themselves. So like for them, at least one video you have to shoot, not three but one. Okay, so moving up to the last portion, that is promote. So supposingly, like if you are hosting an event, like we are hosting this event as an example, so at your school or at your university, so how would you get students to attend? So like I and Harshita have hosted this session. So as you can also like see the factors on which we have worked, how we actually promote this event. Like we are hosting this event, so how we can get candidates and how we can get participants for this event. So this is the important part. They have asked this question purposely because in beta level you have to host an event. So for that you have to give them a valid answer that when you were hosting an event at your school or university, so how would you get students to attend that? Now the world is virtual. So taking an example of virtual event, so as we have hosted this, so we actually promoted that event on our all WhatsApp college communities, on Instagram, and on our other groups as well. So this is the way you have to you can say write this answer, like how you can, yeah, how, yeah, what are the strategies you will take, you can say, to promote the host, you can say to promote an event in your college or maybe in your school. So you have to mention in a proper words, or just 2 to 3 lines are enough. And similar with the link, like the video thing, you can write sub top, you can say sub points, like I'll promote in WhatsApp communities, I'll promote in Discord communities, I'll post it on LinkedIn, I'll post it on Instagram, so that the majority of people I'll get from here, because on LinkedIn I have the community from say technical background, or maybe you can say on Discord I have a community in which there are people who are from mainly technical background, so they will definitely join this program because I know they will be interested in this program. So you have to be precise on a point that how you should promote a video. So this part is the, you can say, most important part. That's why I actually have took a lot of time to explain this every part individually, because I want you guys to focus on this part as much as possible. Moving up to the next slide, the written sample, the points you have to keep in mind. Just take a screenshot of this slide because this is the important, you can say 7 points or 6 points you have to keep in mind while writing the samples. As I've already told you, keep it short and simple. You have to keep it short in 2 to 3 lines. That's all. You don't have to just write a whole paragraph because they have to like go through hundreds and hundreds of applications. So they don't have any, you can say, time to read your whole big paragraphs. You have to be precise enough in 2 to 3 lines. That's all. Next point is layman should read and understand. Obviously, you don't have to just write like, if you are being from a technical background, you just use technical words or jargons which are not like understandable by others. You have to be layman so that any person who is just a normal man, or you can say who is not from a technical background, so that he or she can also understand that thing properly. Third point is innovative approach to solve programs. You have to, you can say, stand out from others. You have to take an innovative approach to solve a problem. You don't have to just, you can say, take a easy go or maybe a simple approach which actually everyone took. So in my case, I actually took that you can say innovative approach, as I have shooted the 3 videos in a different way. So this is my innovative approach, because every person is not a, you can say, confident enough in front of camera. Not everyone person will shoot 3 videos, because it is not mandatory as well. But I took it as an innovative approach to solve problems. So the 3 problems they have mentioned, I actually shoot 3 videos to stand out from others. So this is the, you can say, I found it like a reason why I have selected for this program. You can give illustrations. It's not important, but yeah, you can give illustrations as well. Next point is depict that you are ready to engage. Yes. So you don't have to show that you are an introvert person. You have to show yourself as you are an extrovert person. You are ready to engage with others. You are ready to compete, or maybe you can say you are ready to make a community, or maybe you can say make a friendship with others, and you can say you are good enough to socialize yourself with other peers in the you can say the program. So you have to show yourself an engaging personality. Last up is focus on collaboration. So whenever you are like doing anything, or maybe you can say writing a answer for the, you can say, the friend thing, you are explaining a friend a concept which for which he or she is new. So you always focus on collaboration. You can say that I can take help from other peers whenever I stuck in any problem. You just don't have to be selfish. You just don't have to be an introvert personality. You have to focus on collaborations as much as possible. You can always seek help from others if you stuck anywhere. So that's up to you how you actually take this approach and apply your, you can say, creative thoughts on writing these samples. So this is the whole thing for the writing samples. Now we'll move on to the video. That is the other part, that is other important part. So the points you have to, you can say, consider or keep in mind while applying for videos. Just hold on, let me drink water.
Shrishti, can I take over this part? Like you can rest for a bit.
No, I guess the only one two slides are left. Then I
Okay.
guess you.
Okay, let me share the links with them. They
Yeah,
can,
yeah, I
refer to YouTube as
yeah,
well.
yeah. When you will start with your part, I'll share the links in the chat box.
Sure. Okay.
Okay,
shared.
so yeah, so okay, then moving up to the video samples. So the points that you should keep in mind is like you should be confident. So whenever you are shooting a video, you just don't look like, you can say, a lazy person just lying, or maybe you can say just shooting a video with a loose body. You have to be confident enough. You guess your chin is up while shooting your video. You have to like focus in camera properly. You don't have to look here and there. You have to just focus on camera while shooting the video, because obviously this is a huge program. This is a program which is provided by the Microsoft. You have to be like particular and precise on this written samples and the video samples. Second is, you can say, crisp and short content, not more than 2 minutes, as I've already told you that the videos should be like under 2 minutes, or not more than 2 minutes, that it should not exceed 2 minutes. You have to cover everything in 2 minutes of the time limit. Next is should have knowledge about technology. Obviously, if you are pursuing BTech or maybe other, you can say, field, or even if you are not pursuing BTech or any other technical graduation degree, so you can always refer to Google and you can get, you can say, knowledge on a specific topics which you will be covering in this application. So that's not hard enough. You can take reference from Google and can you can say write in or you can say shoot the video by taking knowledge from that video. Next is value real world learning. Yes, I have already told you. Like in the technical questions, you have to take examples like the real world examples. You don't have to take imaginary examples. It should be real, and if it should be like related to your real problems. Like when I have written a sample or I have shoot a video on, you can say the topic which I told my friend, I actually took from my real experience. When I did in my 12th class, I actually explained a concept to my friend. So I took that scenario. So that is the value real world learning. You have to explain that concept, which is related to the real life experience, which you have maybe shared or maybe you have experienced in any of your say 11th class or 12th class or maybe in college. Last is the most important, that is decent background. The background should be, you can say, a decent one. It should not be you can say vibrant or maybe you can say a fancy background that should like distract the audience from your main video. Like when you shoot a video on a plain simple you can say the wall as a background, the focus will be on your face and on your video and what you speak. So it's that you have to keep in mind all these things, but the most important is you should be confident and you should have a decent background. There should no noise of fan or maybe other unnecessary resources. So evaluation of video samples. So the video samples that are like evaluated by the recruiter of MLSA program, they actually do the evaluation on these 5 points. Like how confident you are. As I've already told you, you have to be like the focus will be more on the camera. You don't have to look here and there. You just have to sit in front of camera and record the whole video. And to avoid unnecessary mumbling, you can keep a paper in front of you on like writing right with the all content you have to speak for that video. Next is concisation. So the content should be concise and precise enough, and it should be to the point. No unnecessary paragraph should be there because you have to shoot video in just you can say less than or you can say less than 2 minutes. So you have to be precise enough on the content. Concepts clarity. Whenever you are explaining any of the concept, you should be clear on that part. You just don't have to be just confused in that. Like if you are explaining a concept of loops, you should don't look, you can say you are unclear on this part or you are not properly confident enough on this. So you have to do a bit of research if you are from a non-technical background. And if you are from a technical background, you must have some knowledge. But yes, research is always a good thing to go with. Next is ability to explain. How good you are, how good you are able to explain a concept to your friend or maybe other peer. So you have to look at that skill as well. They actually evaluate on these points. Like how good you are on these points. More good you are on these points, the more chances will increase on getting in this program. Last is the engagement skills. As I've already told you, you have to be engaging person. You don't have to be a introvert person. You have to act like an extrovert, or maybe you have to be an engaging. You have to connect with other ambassadors. And yes, that's all I guess for the evaluation of video samples. Yeah, so moving up to the end of the application process. Yes, also one thing I want to mention on this video part is like whenever you shoot a video, you can either post it on the YouTube, your YouTube channel, and you can say make it public for the time being. You can say the application is not being reviewed, or maybe later you can just delete it or just keep it as it. I did it on the YouTube thing. Another thing you can do is the Google Drive thing. You can upload your video on the Google Drive and you can give them a link, but you have to make sure it should be like open for everyone and can be viewed by everyone. So these are the two options you can opt for this video thing. Moving up to the second last section of the application, social media. So yes, under this section, most of the people, they have personally asked me that we have to mention every links. We have to like have a Medium blog page or not. So this is all not necessary. You can just mention the specific URL. Like the LinkedIn profile is important one. The Twitter account, if you have, you can mention. Instagram, you can mention. If you have, if you have written a technical blog, like if you have, you can say a blog account on Medium, on any other blog, you can say portal, you can obviously mention, but it's not necessary. And yeah, I that time I've only mentioned, I guess, three things: the LinkedIn, the Twitter, and the Instagram, I guess. So, and GitHub maybe. So these are the like, you can say, links you can mention. It's not necessary to mention every link or fill up the every box. So this is all about the social media. Next up is the additional information. Additional information is like which of the following technologies interest you. If you are good in Kotlin, you can mention that. If you are good in Flutter, you can mention that. If you have interest in game development, you can mention that. It's up to you, whichever interests you. You can obviously mention that. Next is there anything else you would like to share with us? It's not necessary, but if you want, like as Harshita also told, and as I also have told you, the design community thing or the sessions thing which you have conducted, if we can always mention such extra curriculum activities in this, so yeah, then you're good to go with the application. Yeah, so I guess this is the whole part of the application, and I have covered everything. And yeah, I guess I'll just stop here. And from here, the Harshita will continue about how the process will go after the application process and what are the milestones, and you can say the other levels and the benefits of this program. So yeah, Harshita, over to you.
Thank you, Shrishti. That was a detailed application session. I hope the people who would apply now got clear idea of how to apply and how to proceed with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you can go on to the next slide.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you get selected in the MLSA program, that is the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program, you will get a mail with all the details of how you have to update your Microsoft account and your Teams account, and you will get a separate email ID with your name and @ studentambassador.com. For this you will get a mail and everything you will get inside it. So once you get the access, you will be there in the Microsoft Teams part, and all the official information related to the Microsoft Team, this ambassador program will be given to you via Microsoft Teams. There are different sections in the Teams that are like, all of this is available only to the ambassadors and not to the journal uh, people. Only to the ambassadors they are available, and then you can add yourself in various different communities and events and many other things in the uh, student ambassador. As you can see in the screenshot as well, you can see the community section, then the teams section. So here, according to your interests and eligibility, you can add yourself there, and you can connect with other MLSs there. You can introduce yourself that I am new to this MLSA program. And if you want any guidance or any help from other MLSs who are already there, you can surely put up a message there. And till now, I have got all the help I wanted from them. In any case, like I want to promote my webinar or I want to know about further levels and everything. So the community is quite supportive and they help us to solve all our queries. So yes, next section, please. Next slide. Yeah. Student Ambassador portal and profile. So yes, once you get selected in the program, you have to set up your Microsoft Ambassador profile. And this is the same, like this profile is set up on the same link that that you have applied before. Like on the student ambassador microsoft.com you have applied, so wahin pe you will get an option to make your profile now. So now you have to update all your information regarding your name, all your social media handles, or about yourself, and then your address, and everything has to be updated because that is required to get you swags and everything in the future. So that has to be updated. And if we talk about the specific things, this is the overview about yourself, that what are you currently doing, what are your interests, some introduction type 3-4 lines, then badges, trophies, levels, and certifications. So here these will be get updated automatically once you start taking the Microsoft certifications. So to reach the alpha level, you have to take some certification from Microsoft, and they will ensure that now you have some skills on to work upon, and now you can host the webinar. So this is the procedure for the same, and accordingly you will get updated with badges and trophies and certifications. So all of this will be updated on your student ambassador profile. So yeah, next example please. You can see mine and Shrishti's profile. Yes, so now you can see the Shrishti's profile. Here she has introduced herself. I'm currently pursuing BTech from HMITM and everything. And this side you can see her name, then address, then college name, then languages, social media handles, and then alpha level. So that's not updated, I guess. That was last year profile. You can tap on to the next slide, please. Yes, that's my profile. And once you like the previous that you have seen, you will get that profile once you achieve the alpha level. And when you get onto the beta level, your profile will look like this. It's just like your levels will get updated here, alpha level and then beta and then gold. So accordingly, it would get updated once you specify the criteria. So before you start with the program officially, you have to fill your profile with all the social media channels as I've mentioned here, and then your headline, then your address and everything. So that's mandatory to make your profile, and it's quite easy just to have to edit the details on the section. So yes, next slide, please. Benefits. Okay. So as Shrishti told before, the benefits of the program on the surface level, like you can network with people, you will get to know more skills and everything. But once you actually are into the program, these are the verified benefits that you will get from the Microsoft, like the Microsoft Office 365, access to cloud services and OneDrive, all for free of cost. What happens is when you are into the program, you will get the Microsoft services like Teams, OneDrive, then Outlook, then everything for free, so that you can access and maintain your profiles there. On all the accounts, you have to log in from your ambassador profile only. And once you log in, you will get all the details and benefits. Next, you will get is the Azure $150 monthly credits, which help you to build bot services and web apps. So if you're someone who are interested to build web apps and make good projects on bots and everything, so you will get the Azure monthly credits, which you can use and build your services there. Next is premium LinkedIn learning for 6 months. Yes, so you will get a LinkedIn learning premium account for 6 months, which is free. You can get any type of certifications from LinkedIn learning. As LinkedIn learning, like LinkedIn is a Microsoft affiliated product. So you will get the LinkedIn learning premium features, and you can access any type of certification from there. Any course you can do, and that is premium courses for free. You can do it in a cut short. Okay, Microsoft Leagues and Learning Path. Okay, so there is a thing called Microsoft Leagues where the where in the industries you are interested, you can go and collaborate with projects, and you can learn from the experienced people in the industry, and then you can actually go on and share your learnings as well. So there is a whole concept of Microsoft Leagues, which keeps on happening, and it has a various what we say cut paths that we work upon, various learning paths that we will be discussing in future slides, so that you get access for. And there's a huge community where you can ask the help, ask from help, collaborate on projects, help other people, and thus your technical knowledge and the networking grows much. Next is the Microsoft Swag Kit and event expenses. Yes, so for the swag kit, you have to reach the beta level, and once you are there, you will get that swag kit. It has various other products in it, Microsoft affiliated products. And yeah, in the event expenses, previously when the session was or offline, when there was access that we can do offline sessions, so all the event expenses and all the things that you provide to the audience is affiliated and is sponsored by Microsoft. Like once I attended a MLSA event when I was not the part of this program, but I attended the event as a audience. So there I got swags and eating things and brochures from the same. So from the ambassador. So these all were affiliated to Microsoft. So that happens with you, that once you're conducting the event, you will get all the access from the Microsoft, and expenses will be covered. Visual Studio subscription. Okay, so Visual Studio Code is the code editor that is affiliated to Microsoft, and it's the most usable code editor. You can use it, and you will get the premium subscription under this program. So yeah, you can improve your coding skills and everything by using this code editor, Visual Studio Code, and you will get a subscription for the same. Obviously, you have to log in from the ambassador ID, then only you will get all of these benefits. Yes, move. Please go ahead, Shrishti. Okay, different milestones. These are three milestones that you achieve in the Microsoft Ambassador program. So first is basically if I start from the beginning, once you get into the program, you will get a certificate of new Microsoft Ambassador. Like now you are in the Microsoft program, you will get a certificate for the same, and then you will get the details like now how you can upgrade yourself being in this program. So for the first level is the alpha level, where to reach this level you have to complete a certification from the Microsoft uh, company page. There is the whole procedure you will get once you are under it. So to talk about the benefits of achieving alpha level, you will get the Azure credit as we have talked before, Visual Studio Enterprise sub, a LinkedIn Learning premium features, certification exam voucher. So MTC exam voucher, it is given to all people who achieve the alpha level. So the details you can find out in the mail once you get. And name.com domain name. So yes, you will get a separate domain name for you once you achieve the level. So yes, to achieve this level, you have to complete some certifications and get this. Once you are in the alpha level, you are eligible to get the beta and gold. So similarly, it happens when you are on the beta level, you are eligible for having gold. So that goes with it. Once you are on the alpha level, you have to conduct an event. So that event could be anything related to the Microsoft technologies. And once you conduct this event and it get approved from Microsoft, you will get the benefits, like you will be upgraded to beta level, and you will get these benefits of all the alpha benefits. You will get your swag kit, event support, mentorship, and access to ambassador summits. So yes, that's good enough. That's good enough motivation to achieve this level. Then finally you have the gold student ambassador level. In this, you will get the alpha and beta benefits, special events, and engagement, speaking engagement. So before the COVID, you will get the benefits of actually going and doing the offline summits and seminars and engagements for being a Microsoft Learn ambassador. But now it's all online. So you will get the online opportunities for the same. Program leadership opportunities, participate in pilot programs. Then MVP mentorship, that is Microsoft Most Valuable Professional Mentorship. And then you may be invited for the main MVP program as well. So yes. And if we see in the last thing, all student ambassadors get the Microsoft 365 Office and Teams, as well as the TechSmith, Snapkit, and Camtasia. So that all benefits you will get once you start achieving the levels. And these are not difficult at all. But yes, you have to follow certain guidelines and rules at each level. And thus you will get promoted to the next level accordingly. Yes, Trishti. Can we move on to the next slide? Microsoft Learning Path. So basically, that's the first thing you have to do once you enter the program. You have to get certified. You have to get certified yourself with some courses for the Microsoft exams. So that, as you can see in the screenshots, there are many options available for you that you can go and get certified, like for the Azure fundamentals, for learning Git and GitHub, for getting started with Power BI, and many more Microsoft related technologies and products. You can learn them for free and get the certification as well. So includes various Microsoft courses, certified courses, and Microsoft exams. So you can, as we talked about the MTC exam before, so you will get all the access to this under the Microsoft Learning Path. Yes. Can we move to the next slide? Okay, these are the Microsoft leagues we were talking about previously. So there are two types of leagues that we have, the technical leagues and the social impact leagues. In the technical leagues, what happens is these are some of the options that are available in which you can choose your industry according to your interests and skill set, like AI and machine learning, data analytics, IoT, and if you're interested in development, so mobile and web development. So you can pick up your technical league particular skill set, and then you can apply it on the social impact leagues like the digital accessibility, education, and healthcare. So these are the areas where you can work on real life projects, collaborate with other ambassadors to learn from them and to build some good quality projects and hold events. And this happens, this keeps on happening in the once you are in the program. So on Microsoft Teams, you will get the updates for everything around leaks. So yes, these are basically these are only some of the options. If we talk about, there are many more options like green tech or low code development or various other things as well. And once you are in the community, you will get the access to particular tech communities in GitHub, in Azure, in .NET, and everything you will get the accessibility of, and you can go on and learn about the same. So yes, these are options that you have. Next slide, please. I guess we are getting over with the, yeah. This is the last slide that if we talk about wrap up the whole league experience, though it would look like so pursuing learning paths. Like first you get some certifications, one you get some skill set to work upon. You can utilize the utilize in conducting workshops or attending workshops, and then finally collaborating on projects and learning from people directly from Microsoft or from various countries and from various areas. So yes, this is the whole experience looks like. I guess we are on the last slide. Yeah. Also, if you are from our college, like HMR Institute of Technology, once you are selected for the program, you can be a part of MLSA community as well. So do you want to be a part of it? If you want to be a part of it, you okay. So these are the things that you like, some points that you can keep in mind for joining the community. Like it is only available eligible for HMR ITM students. And once you get selected, you can contact me or Shrishti to be a part of this, and we will get to know. Okay, we have some more MLSAs in our college, so we will add to you to the community. And for now, we have the WhatsApp community group, and the Instagram page, which both of us are handling and organizing events and promoting the same. And lastly, you can be a part of this community to learn and grow with others. So that's the only purpose of this community. Like, we have many other communities in our college, and similarly, this was the community that we started as we are getting more and more ambassadors in the college. Yes, Shrishti. This was the last slide. Yes, so we hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any more questions, if you have any questions, any doubts, you can put it in the chat box. This was all we wanted to present, Shrishti, right?
Yes, and also I want you to just screenshot the Microsoft Learn thing, the Microsoft Learn module, the learning path, and you can just walk through these guys and can so that they can have a better idea on the learning path thing.
Sorry, can you please repeat your question?
I was saying that can you please screenshot the Microsoft website on which you can show them the learning modules, that how they can go with the learning modules.
Okay, let me share it with it. Till then, I guess we have a question. Can you please address that?
Yes, yes, sure. Okay, so Srinikesh, so as your college has around 1200 students, so yes, there can be more, you can say people in this program. So it's not a specific defined or a fixed number of students so that they like just specific number can apply. So there can be more students as MLSA for sure. And I'm really glad to see that your college has around 1200 students. And I actually want this number to happen in my college. That's why I'm promoting this and doing this session, because I really want the students to enroll in this program, because it will be really helpful for them to add in their even can say CV as well, because it is from a reputed big tech company, Microsoft. So it will definitely give a boost up to their CV or resume. And apart from this, like for our college, like apart from other communities, like you can say other communities like GFG or maybe Literary Society. So under the Microsoft, you can say ambassador community, which we are having in our college, there is a specific, you can say condition over that. The person should be a Microsoft ambassador, like to be in that community. Arshita, are you saying something? I guess you're not audible.
Shrishti, actually, I'm not able to log in into my account. There was a problem. So can you please share your screen? Like,
okay, let me check.
possible. Yeah, thank you. Okay, now I am able to open it. Can I share the screen?
Yes, yes, sure. Go on. Thanks, Hemant. And if you guys are, has any question, you can just go with that, or else I guess it's already a 1 hour long session. So yeah.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so there, there is the Microsoft Learn path that you can see. Here are many what we say options where you can get your certification from, like the Azure fundamentals and then Azure architectural components. And after Azure, you can get many more like Power BI, and then there are many more options. You can just select your component. Also, there is a filter option here. I'll show you. Here, if you have a specific interest in the technology like .NET, Azure, Dynamics, GitHub, HoloLens, or here Microsoft Graphs, Teams, everything you want to learn about Microsoft products, you will get on this site. And suppose I take on the GitHub. So yes, here I get the GitHub related courses that I can continue with and improve my GitHub skills. And yeah, you can complete any one of them for the alpha level, and after that you can complete yourself for as much as you want, like for improving your skill set. Also, if we see about here, here are roles like administrator, AI edge, business owner, data engineer. And if you have any specific, suppose developer, take I take on developer. So here are the courses available for a developer, like what a developer needs to learn, and they can learn from. So accordingly, you can select your position and your interests and learn the same. Next is the levels. Advanced, beginner, or intermediate. Like if you are a truly beginner in GitHub, suppose, so you can go with beginner levels. And if you are you know some things, you can go for intermediate courses and then for advanced courses. And this is like learning path and module. So these are two types of courses that you can go forward with. So yes, these are all, and here you will get your certifications. Once you complete the courses, you will get your certification. And once you here sign in with your account, you will get the access, and you will get on your profile, you will be shown what all certifications you have achieved. So yes, this was all about it. Anything else we need to cover, Shrishti?
No,
I guess
I
that was
guess,
all.
yeah, I guess we have covered everything. And thanks, Kushi and Srinikesh. You have like, you can say, wait for the end of the session. Most of the
Attended.
people, they just exhausted and they just leave in the middle. But yeah, you guys actually stay at the end of the session. Since it would be okay. So yeah, Srinikesh, yes, you can actually record the video with the help of PPT, or else we have like Harshita has already shared the links of the YouTube channels on which we have put our, you can say, the Microsoft MLSA videos. So you can take reference from that as well.
Yeah. So to add on this, like I don't think you need a PPT for it, because it's just a under 2 minute video, and that too, the question would be around your personal experience and what are your plans according to that. Like suppose as Shrishti said about the inspire theme or the promote theme. So what will you add in the PPT? It's just like you have to say and present your thoughts and ideas on the same. So I guess that you can be you can just use your webcam or your mobile phone to record your video, and yeah, only your face will be visible for the same. I guess that would work, right?
Yes, exactly. Just you have to be just creative, and you just have to utilize 2 minutes in a you can say productive way, and you have to deliver everything in just 2 minutes. So yeah, it's just a matter of it, like how you deliver your content in a span of 2 minutes. I guess everything is clear so far, so that we can just wrap up the session. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the session.
Yeah, actually it extended more than an hour, but yeah.
A
Yes,
very
all the
nice
best,
session to
Srinikesh. Yeah.
Thank you for joining in. And Shishti, you can share the WhatsApp community link and Instagram link, I guess. Like
Yes, sure.
we have only 2 people, but still.
Okay, so I'll share the Instagram link for now, and then I'll share the, you can say, community link. So you can stay tuned for further sessions, which will be like conducting under this thing. So yeah, this is our Instagram link, and yeah, here you go with the WhatsApp community.
So you can stay connected with us here and you will get to know about all the further events that we will be conducting.
Yeah. Okay, then I guess Kushi, you can also just you can say leave the session, and I hope so it will be helpful for you. So thank you for joining, and yeah.
Thank you, Khushi.